Hey everyone, welcome back to Crash Landing episode 9. Today, I feel like it's about time to move out of the shuttle. It's getting a little cramped in here, space is a little limited, and I really don't want to tear it down or do anything with it because I feel like I might be able to get some use out of it later on. So with that being said, I'm going to start working on a new base today. I'm not going to just build it, out of nothing. What I want to do is something I haven't really tried before. I don't know how well it's actually going to work, but I'm going to give it a shot. So, since last episode, I've just been kind of letting things run, do their thing. As you guys can see, Mob Farms, it's just up and running, it's doing its thing. Kind of did a little modification here and there. We got some stairs, and I went ahead and placed some of the dark glass I got from inside the shuttle. Here's just kind of keep an eye on these guys, make sure they're not doing anything they're not supposed to. Geez, they are a little loud. I'll have to deal with it. I have noticed that they are spawning between the fans and, right next to the wall there. What happens when they do that, they just kind of the fans really don't affect them there, it seems, until they start moving. So, I might go ahead and add some fans there later on, once I get a little bit more resources in. But this is what we got so far, so we're doing pretty well. We got 6 ender pearls, awesome, good amount of arrows and gunpowder, which I can use for the needle gun to make needle gun ammo. Rotten flesh, good for food. Spider eyes as well, so pretty awesome. Nice little setup. It's working fine. Now, as far as the spiders are concerned, I've just been kind of breaking this block here and whacking them a little bit. I have got a new modifier on my dagger so far, and thankfully it was a modifier worth of sharpness. So, pretty cool. Alright, come on guys, you can die. These are tough spiders, so they got a lot more health. Fall damage and punji sticks down there are thankfully doing their job. So, that's good. I want to kind of put this stuff away too. Not too worried about the experience right now either, so we'll put that away. So we made a chisel. I got some stone cooked up. We got some stone bricks as well. So hopefully we can use that to do a little bit of measuring and laying out over there for our base later. Alright, so this is how we've done so far for seared stone. I've just let this run. I turned it off a little while ago and let it finish up doing its stuff there. So let's go ahead and flip this over. Set this up there. Turn that back on, and I keep forgetting. I need to just grab a couple of separate item dugs. That way I don't have to worry about flip-flopping this around all the time. But there we go. Alright, so that added with those, we should have a fair amount of seared brick now. I'm going to go ahead and pick all of this up, and I'm going to lay this out over on the other side of the shuttle, I think. This is where I'm going to start working on my new base. I definitely need some more room, some more storage room, and I think it might be a nice little place to, start setting up other things like, wow, squid? Really? Every time I leave, I always get a squid in here. Get out of here, squid. Sorry. Can't help it. I don't need you in there right now. But I think it is a good time to go ahead and start setting up, a bigger area so that we can do some more work in. So I'm thinking about starting it right out in here in this area. So I'm going to go ahead and pull on my shovel. Let's go ahead and dig out a small little area that we're going to put the smeltery in. Let's go ahead and lay out the foundation. Alright, and I'm probably going to be using it from this side, so let's pop that there, that there. I'm going to kind of set it up just like I had it over there. I'm going to have the seared tank right there. Actually, you know what? I might change it around a little bit. Actually, I wonder if I put the controller right there. Honestly, I kind of like the drain like that, and I am out of water, so alright, and then we'll finish grabbing the rest of that in a minute. Alright, let me go grab some water real quick. Let me grab some of that rotten flesh, because I did some looking through NEI. I noticed that we can actually smelt rotten flesh into leather, and earlier on I saw that we can make camel packs from leather, so I'm gonna make me a camel pack or two, I think. Might be a pretty good idea. Let's go ahead and grab half a stack of rotten flesh. Thank you. Fred's being very generous. And we'll just pop this into one of the furnaces in here. And we'll go and grab that. Put you in there. Perfect. Had just enough coal. Nice. All right. We're good to go. Awesome. So the next thing I want to start moving over there, I think I want to go ahead and move this little setup I got here. Because I want to have this kind of sitting on the outside. So that way we can also have the chest and maybe feed it into the smeltery and then have it come out of the smeltery. So maybe if we have it come in on this side, maybe it might be a good idea to put the smeltery controller. It might be a good idea to put the smeltery controller like there. And maybe put the seared tank back here. No. Let's put it. You know, let's put it like right back here. We'll put it there. I know. I'm so indecisive right now. I can't help it. And we'll put a drain there. We'll probably put another drain there, and then we'll just fill bricks in right here. Maybe even put the glass there just to make it look nice. I think that might be kind of cool. All right, let's pick this up. Grab you. Now the rest of the stuff that's in the chest, oops, let's do this. Probably gonna have to leave that there for now. Just for now. So one of my main goals today is I really want to set up this. I want to make sure I get all my resources up and running pretty much, so that way it's pretty much automated. So that's the goal for today at least. So I didn't put the controller right there. All right, so let's set this up like right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and do this above ground just because I think it might be kind of cool. So I'll put the autonomous activator right there. I'll put the sieve there. Let's put a piece of cobblestone there. Try to make it look a little different. And we'll just have this kind of run right to here. Which means we'll need another couple pieces of cobblestone right there. And then the water will flow right through there onto the new chest. Which I'm going to have to make. Oops. Ah! I am so getting ahead of myself. I'm trying to think ahead, but it's not working at all. All right, let's go ahead and do that. And for now, we'll just pop him down right there because we're going to be doing some work out here. So make a few chests. I might have to scoot that over one. And it's getting dark, yay. Nice, all right, so hopper right there. So that's going to pull all the items down here. Hopper into the chest there. That will work just fine. All right, let's go ahead and sleep because I almost missed the mark. I think I might put a half slab there, like I did last time, like that. There we go. And bucket of water. There we go. All right, so pretty much the same setup we had last time. Items will just make their way right down into this chest. I'm going to go ahead and probably scoot this over 1 or 2 blocks. But I do want to keep the same setup. And then we're going to go keep an eye on our other bricks and see where those are at. Nice. Between episodes, I did get another modifier on this. We got luck on this guy between episodes. So that was pretty cool. Don't know what I'm going to use luck on as far as, like, I don't think I have any ores or anything I can really get at the moment, so it's not going to be too useful. All right, let's go ahead and fill this in with dust. There you go. And so we had that there. Had the drain there. We'll put these there. Controller there. All right, so I want to have, see, right there, and then that'll pull into there, and then we'll come out that way. Nice. All right, so cool. This is working all right so far. Gotcha, gotcha. And let's go ahead and start setting up an area where I want all this stuff. So let's make up a whole bunch of chests. Does this pour out? We'll say maybe have it come over this way. see, I don't know if I really want to stack these, but I'm going to do it anyway. So there we go. A lot of the ingots that we're going to be getting out of this, like our resources and whatnot, I'm going to have them come into these chests here. I think probably just have them go all in the same chest for now. And I think the other resources I'll try to pipe underground or something, maybe into one of these other chests as well. So I think that'll be a good plan there. Might even open this up. I don't think I can do that. And maybe make like a storage room back here a little bit. So I might need a little bit more wood for that. But let's go ahead and see if we can't get the rest of our smeltery up and running for there. Also going to need a lava generator, so we'll need another crucible. Alright, so how do we fare? Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, I think we're pretty much set. So let's make 16 of those. I'm going to need some more glass for the glass windows I want to make. There we go. I knew I had some cooked up. Alright, so how do I want to do this? I think if you do down the center like this, around the edges, that makes seared windows. Alright, so let's do like 6 of these. Put those back, and I want 2 more drains. And then I'll just make the rest of those brick. And I'll save the rest of these bricks for later if I need them. Alright, let's get this smeltery set up. Yeah, I didn't grab the crucible just yet, but let's go ahead and grab. I'll show you guys what I want this to look like. Alright, so we got drains out the side on that side, and then over here, we're gonna have the windows. And another layer, so we can put more stuff in here. There we go. Nice. I'm happy with that. All right, I'm going to clear out underneath these because I don't like how I can see the dust through that. I'm just going to put that underneath for now. There we go. So there's going to be our smeltery for now. Later on, I might like switch this out with the high oven. So we'll probably repurpose this at some point, so for something else. But for now, I was doing a little looking through NEI, and if you guys noticed, we get a lot of these dusts and stuff from sifting, all the dust. We get this pulverized copper ore, and we turn it into dust, and we want to put it into the smeltery so that way we can double it. Now, alternatively, we could probably just pipe the pulverized ores and stuff like that into the smeltery directly, but I saw under the mods list here that there is actually a mod in here called, where's it at? Can't remember exactly what it's called, but something packager, auto packager, and it only has one little item in there called the auto packager. So let's go ahead and type that in. And I was kind of experimenting around with this, kind of trying to figure out a little bit, and I think I have an idea of how it works. So we're going to craft one of these guys up real quick. I already have myself a piston ready to go. Get a couple more pieces of wood. I already got cobble. Redstone's ready to go. Unfortunately, I think I might need another piece of gold, and I know I'm going to need some iron. So with that being said, let's actually go ahead and grab a bucket of lava. I'm going to grab some dusts, and I'm going to go put them in our new smeltery over there and kind of let it do its thing. So let's do that, and that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this one bucket of lava in the smeltery. That way we can go ahead and double the ores from this. Actually, this didn't form. I wonder if this has to be set up a certain way. Can it not face that way like that? I guess it can't. Unless it is working. I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think it was. Alright. Well, guess I gotta face it that way. That stinks. Alright. Let's go ahead and place the lava bucket in there. We're good. So we got a little fuel, and I'm going to go ahead and do the ore dust first. I'm probably going to go ahead and put one more in there, and I'll go grab a casting table. In fact, I'll just make one real quick. I'll make a casting table. I'll make another crucible and go ahead and set up some lava gin, stuff like that. And I'll do that real quick, and then we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. And there we go, the auto packager. So let's place this guy right there. And I probably should grab me some dust to go ahead and let this start doing its thing. Just to make sure everything's working properly and stuff. Now I'm going to try and do a little bit of building too. And we'll see if I can try to jump and add that in just a little bit. So let's see, let's do that right there. Just as a little, oh, darn it, I right clicked on water again. I can't do that. Alright, so there we go. So yeah, a little dehydration. Probably won't kill me, but it's still a little bit of a pain. Alright, so another thing we can do real quick is, let's go ahead and take the iron dust we have. I know it's pulverized ore. I'm sorry. It resembles dust to me, so I'm probably going to wind up calling it dust. I'm sorry, but it's just something I guess I've already gotten used to. So, let's see. There's no interface on that, so it says it requires a little bit of power. Or at least that's what the tooltip's saying on Wayla at the top of the screen. 0 out of 32,000 RF. And we already got stuff coming in, so let's do that. Alright. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's supposed to automatically pull from adjacent inventories, I think. So, let me go ahead and grab, for now, that way I don't have to make one. I'm going to make this, I'm going to take the survivalist generator. We'll just use this for now. We'll just pop it right behind him. Just, actually, you know what? On top wouldn't be too bad. Alright, so that's doing its thing. Do you need another inventory? So how does this work? Do I need to like... Oh wait, hold on, no, that worked. That worked. It just popped out some iron ore dust. Wait, it's not going in here, is it? Oh wait, there it is. Ah, nice, it is working. Perfect. Alright. Cool, and then there's the gold ore dust that I had left in there. So anytime we get, you know, up to 4 of the dust, it will automatically pull it into this chest here. And next off, I ran out of room. So I'll have to probably rework this just a little bit later. But I think for now, because I do want to run this underneath everything, like all this other junk that we'll probably wind up getting. I do want to put a pneumatic servo on. Because I don't. What this is going to wind up doing is, you guys see we get stones from this. I'm pretty sure it should do anything. And I'm pretty sure it'll do stone as well. So if it pulls the stone in here, and I just have this piping right into the smeltery, I'm guessing it'll probably put the cobblestone in there, and I don't really want that. So I might have to set up a filter with the smeltery right there. So we'll put the pneumatic servo right there for now. And in the meantime, let's just go ahead and set up a white list of iron ore dust and gold ore dust. So that way, if we apply a redstone signal back there, and we flip this guy around, it should automatically start piping in to the smeltery all the stuff from our chest. Well, at least that can fit into the smeltery. So it looks like a little bit of gold was left out. So that's going to start melting down, doing its stuff. We still got a little bit of lava we need to fix up. So I do have a crucible already cooked up, ready to go. Instead of using a table earlier just to make things quicker, I went ahead and made a basin. So that's probably not going to work so well with trying to set this up automatically. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a casting table now. And now that I think about it, we'll just grab these. Because I'm actually kind of done with this for now. I don't really feel like I need any more seared brick right now. So we're just going to grab those 2, plus that one. And then that way we'll have 3 casting tables. So it should be fairly quick. And I was setting up a piston in there. And I need to clean my inventory. Go figure. Been happening a lot lately. So let's put a little wood in there. Crucible should be right there. Alright, let's go ahead and put this away for now. Put you in there. And what was I looking for? You. Alright, so we got 3 of those guys. We got some fluid ducts. We're probably going to need a little bit more wood. We good. Make a few levers. Awesome. Alright, so we're getting close to finishing up what I want to work on. And then I'll start working on, you know, kind of the rest of the base. So everything melted down perfectly. Nice. Alright, yeah, I know my shovel. Yes, that's fine. Alright, casting tables. Don't want the seared faucet anymore. And come on. I don't want it to disappear like it did last time. That was a little annoying. Actually, technically, I only needed 1 drain. Let's do that real quick. Yeah, everything in there should stay in there. As long as I don't pick up the Smeltery controller over there. Everything should be alright. Alright, we'll just have everything pipe out of that 1 drain right there. Let's flip that. We'll put the switch right there. Nope, down 1. Right there. Nice. Alright, so everything should be making its way into the casting tables. Nice, there we go. 3 pieces of gold, just like that. And lastly, we'll just pipe everything into, for now, this chest. And I'm going to try to hide all this stuff later, once I build the rest of the base up. There we go. Now, how do I want to power these guys? Maybe we'll just do something like this for now. Just making sure that works. Alright, cool. Nice. So now everything should make its way into this bottom large chest. Or at least the gold, come on. Don't make me into a liar. There we go, now it's coming in, perfect. Awesome, so we kind of got this pretty much just set up. Anytime items make their way into this, this should pull out. So let's see, we got some aluminum ore dust. So let's go ahead and set that filter up real quick in here. And that'll automatically pull out in there. So next off, I'm gonna run item ducts underneath the smeltery, and this will be all hidden, of course, and we'll run it into this item duct, which will make its way over into... Actually, you know, I might do this on a separate line, because I kind of only want, like, ingots and stuff in this one for now. Yeah. So I might have to run a separate line, maybe off this way and then out. I might run it up this side onto these chests, just so that we can have a little bit of a better organization now. It doesn't seem like it's using too much power, so that's nice to know. All right, cool. All right, nice. So this is a pretty cool little setup I got going here. This should pretty much just be automatic. I just have to supply the autonomous activator with some dust. And I could make a hopper later to better supply it with dust. That way I don't have to keep jumping up and down and everything. Why is this not pulling out? Molten iron. Oh, it's probably still working on iron. I gotcha. Alright, let's go ahead and sleep through the night. Guys, I think what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to do a little bit of work. I'm going to set up the lava generator, which we've already seen me do before. And I'm going to kind of work around maybe setting up a little wall system base, you know, building up some walls and stuff around all this we just built. And when I'm done with that, we'll be right back. Alright guys, and we're back. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on how it was coming along and how I've been just kind of shaping out the walls of the new base so far. So this is kind of what I got envisioned. And I think right in here we're going to go ahead and make this like, you know, a storage area. So we'll have like pretty much our main items that we get from sifting and, our smeltery here. And eventually, like I said, well, I'll probably wind up moving this, maybe switching this out with a high furnace. I'm not sure if I'm going to move it yet or not, but eventually we will be using that for sure. And I'll still have everything moving into here. As you guys can see, some of the stuff's already been doing its job pretty much automatically. As you can see here, I set this up to vacuum mode. So I got another chest sitting here. The reason why the silver ore dust is in this bottom chest is because I haven't filtered that yet. So if I put that in the filter, pop this back into the chest, it should pull out, and instead of going into the nearest inventory, it should go into the smeltery now, because this is set to vacuum. Right clicking on that with the crescent hammer will set that to vacuum mode. Now I got this chest here because, well, obviously you can see cobblestone. I want to go ahead and run transfer node all the way over to these chests. So I have, I think, this one disabled on the back. I disabled it with the wrench, and it should make its way into the first, I think, the first available inventory. So eventually I'm hoping to get this set up on like filter pipes and stuff, so that way it'll organize properly. But I think for now, that'll work out just fine. So let's go ahead and close that up. Nice. Cool. Everything's melting down. I think this looks pretty cool over here so far. Another thing I want to try real quick is to chisel a little bit of glass. I'm just not, it's not my night, guys. It's really not. But let's go ahead and open this up right here. I'm going to just see about putting some glass, like right here. Kind of like a bay window, you know? I think it might be kind of cool. This chest here is actually in our old, automation center. This is all of our old stuff. I'm going to slowly put this stuff into the chest here and let this packager do its job, melting that down for us. So let's see how this looks. Oops, darn it, fell in a hole. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks pretty cool. Now, I could add some more along the front and there, but I really don't want too much. Yeah, I think that'll work out just fine. So the plan here is if I run out of room on this floor, I'm going to either go down or I'm going to go up. So that's the plan. Now, like I said, over here, storage, kind of processing and automation over here. And then on this side, any other like machines and whatnot, I'm going to put over here. Might put chests here. I'm not sure yet, which is why this is open. Not 100% sure, but I'm going to go ahead and close this up real quick. All right, and that should do. So floor, as far as that's concerned, I'm going to work on that. I'm not sure what I want to use there either. I want to get some micro parts in here to make things look a little bit nicer so we can't see the pipes and stuff. And put a roof on it. So with that being done, I think that'll be a nice little start to a new base for us. A little bit bigger, a little bit more open. That way we have more room to do things. Now, today, before I finish off, I would like to do a quest, but I don't really have anything I can really do at the moment. Unless a Enderman just so happens to spawn in here. And then I just, take care of him real quick. How are we doing in here? Man, this thing is filling up fast. I will take that. Thank you. But that is doing an awesome job in there so far. So, with that being that, I want to jump in here, grab that leather that we started smelting early on. Let's go ahead and make ourselves like 2 more camel packs. And I need to clear that out of there. So that just takes a little bit of leather, some glass bottles, and that'll give us some camel packs. So that way I can go ahead and fill those guys up anytime, and anytime I'm out, I just swap them out. So that'll work there. Another thing I actually want to make is to kind of prepare for next episode, because next episode I think we might be making our way back over to that abandoned city. There's a few things we need to pick up that we didn't grab, and mainly because we didn't have any inventory space. So I'm going to try to solve that problem right now. I'm going to make a golden bag of holding. So we should have a good amount of gold in here for that. I believe we're going to need a block of gold. Pretty sure we're going to need a chest. Bloop. There we go. The chest. I believe the wool goes there like that. Block of gold, gold ingots, and golden bag of holding. One of my favorite items because on your inventory, if you select it, it'll open up a nice alternative inventory for you, and it's so helpful. It really is. So we're gonna be able to store all of our good stuff in there. You know, maybe I'll even make a handful of camel packs and just like line this up in here. So anytime I need it, just pop it open, grab me a camel pack out that's full, and swap it out. So guys, I think that's gonna about do it for today. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any helpful tips, tricks, or comments, feel free to put them in the comment section down below. If you guys would rate the video, I'd really appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you guys then. Goodbye.